Hey, what's up guys? Hardleg Joe here with the What a Deck profile for the Skull Servant Beatdown deck. I'm just going to go through and name off every card, and then I'll explain how they work in the deck. So we have 3 Skull Servant, 3 Dark Grepher, 3 Mizuki, 1 Armageddon Knight, 3 uni-zombie, 3 Lady in White, 3 White Mare, 3 White Prince, 3 King of the Skull Servants. For spells, we have 2 Allure of Darkness, 1 1-for-1, 3 Creature Swap, 1 Foolish Burial, 3 Twin Twister, and for traps we have 3 Skill Prisoner and 2 Escape from a Dark Dimension. Extra deck, we have 1 Leo, 1 Giganticastle, 1 Beals, 1 Void Ogre Dragon, 1 Scarlight, 1 Psyframe Lord Omega, 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Goyo Guardian, Ragna Zero, Silent Honor Arc, Castell, Diamond Direwolf, Zen Mains, Doulahan, and Slacker Magician. The side deck I'll go into in a moment. So, the main thing with this deck is King of the Skull Servants. He gains attack equal to the number of Skull Servants and King of the Skull Servants in your graveyard times 1,000. So, we've got, of course, the 3 Skull Servants, and we've also got the Lady in White, White Mare, and White Prince, who all count as Skull Servant while they're in the graveyard. White Prince is the second most important card in this deck. When he's sent to the graveyard by any means, you can send 1 Skull Servant and 1 Lady in White from your deck to the graveyard. So, a lot of this deck is just like Dark Grepher sends a card to the graveyard, Armageddon Knight sends a card to the graveyard, uni-zombie, Foolish Burial, all of these are just there to send White Prince to the graveyard, because that's going to let you put more cards into the graveyard and let you boost up your King of the Skull Servants. Alternatively, he has a second effect that if he's in the graveyard, you can banish him, a Skull Servant, and a Lady in White to special summon a King of Skull Servants from your deck. So of course, if you just have the 1 White Prince in the graveyard, you're going to get a King of the Skull Servants who has 0 attack. But if you can get 2 of them in the graveyard, then he's going to be at 3k. If you can get all 3 of these into the graveyard, then he's still going to have 6,000 even after that. We also have White Mare, who in addition to counting as Skull Servant in the graveyard, has this effect where you can discard him to put Skull Servant back into the graveyard if it's banished, or special summon one of your banished Ladies in White. So that can help offshoot some of the banishing that you get with White Prince. The Lady in White thing, in addition to just being Skull Servant, while she's on the field, all your zombie-type monsters that are level 3 or lower are unaffected by spell traps. So if you can get her on the field along with King of the Skull Servant, then they won't be able to Dark Hole Raigeki you. He'll be saved, even if she gets destroyed. And just being immune to spell trap effects in general is always good. You can attack through mirror forces and stuff like that. So this guy's pretty good utility. He can either boost the attack or get you something to defend. Finally, we have Mizuki, and Mizuki is just, you can banish him to summon a zombie type. These are all zombie types, so you can use him to get Lady in White out, you can use him to get King of the Skull Servants out. If you just have Mizuki and 1 White Prince, you can re-summon your White Prince and just let your opponent run over it, so you can send 2 more to the graveyard. And of course you can also make rank 4 plays. We've got a lot of rank 4s. Uni-zombie, when it uses its effect to send a zombie monster from the deck to the graveyard, increases its level by 1. So it'll be at level 4, that's how you make all these rank 4 monsters. He's also a tuner, which means you can make these level 8 Ixie monsters, and it's dark, so you can make Beals and Void Ogre Dragon, Scarlight. Psyframe Lord Omega is a popular favorite for a lot of people, mostly because you can get your banished cards and put them back into your graveyard for additional plays. Uni-zombie also has another effect that says you can discard a card and increase another monster's level by 1, so this will let you turn your Lady in White to level 4, or you can just increase Uni-zombie to level 5. Which is how you get your level 9 and your level 10 synchros. It doesn't happen very often, but there are some times when you start with uni-zombie and you want to like send a White Prince, and then you have like a Mizuki or another White Prince in your hand, so you can turn him to level 6 and then summon out a 4 and just make a big old beat stick. I think that pretty much covers the monsters. As for spells, I mean, this is just draw power. You've got mostly dark. The only thing that's not dark in here is Mizuki, and since you can recover your Dark Skull Servants with White Mare and Escape from the Dark Dimension, this isn't as bad. That's why we play 2 of these. This will let you special summon one of your banished dark monsters. So if you have a Skull Servant already in the graveyard, or you already have this with a lure, then you can banish this without any problem. Or banish one of your White Prince and then summon it back on the field, so then when it gets destroyed, it'll go back to the graveyard and proc its effect again. Likewise, Twin Twister, good for destroying spell traps, also good for putting your 2 main players into the graveyard. And Skill Prisoner, this is the only defensive card in the deck. Really helps. If you've got Lady in White and King of the Skull Servants already out, you don't have to worry about attack, you don't have to worry about spell traps. So your big thing is monster effects, and Skill Prisoner will stop him from being targeted by monster effects. You could just as easily run Breakthrough Skill, but I just prefer Skill Prisoner. As for the side deck, got a couple more Armageddon Knights. Sometimes, if you want to go faster, he's a little bit better than Dark Grepher. Dark Grepher, you have to discard a Dark Monster to send a Dark Monster, but he has more attack, which is why I ended up using him. Plus, sometimes, usually when you get him first turn, you want to send more Dark Monsters to the graveyard and just load up with Skull Servants. So that's why we only run the one. You could just as easily switch it out. Pyramid Turtle's an interesting choice. Against really high, like, spell trap decks, you can get your Lady in White out and summon it into defensive mode. You can also use it to get uni-zombie if you really want to do uni-zombie turbo and do more synchroing. Like, this is a good way to search out him. I really wouldn't recommend it, but it's an option. Doomsday Horror, probably the only thing in here I'd actually consider, like, for the side deck, because your big weakness is things that banish your monsters. Doomsday Horror has this really good effect that he gains attack equal to all the banished dark monsters times 300, and when he's destroyed, you can return all the dark monsters to your graveyard. So he's good both for, like, if they're going to banish everything, you have a high attack beat stick, and then you have a chance to reset everything if he can get sent to the graveyard. Sometimes if they have a Macrocosmos out, that isn't possible. Everything else in here is just other options. Book of Life actually probably would be a good side deck card against certain decks because it lets you banish stuff from your opponent's graveyard. If they're graveyard heavy, you can get rid of things. Just a couple more synchros, big high attack beat sticks, more level 6s. And then a bunch of one-ofs. Generally, I try to stick away from one-of cards, especially in the What-A deck, just because I feel like if you use, like, a Raigeki and then you win, well, it was just luck. You just got your one Raigeki. You don't have a consistent deck. You didn't do good, you just got your Raigeki when you needed it. Same with Soul Charge, same with Burial from a Different Dimension, and Vanity's Emptiness, and Solemn Warning. Like, all of these are like single cards that can change the duel in your favor. And they don't really have anything to do with the deck's theming or anything. But if you're going to play this competitively, I would throw in probably all of these. Maybe get rid of an Armageddon Knight, maybe these Skill Prisoners, and just run all these things. Oh, and an extra Burial from the Dark Dimension for certain things. So there you go. There's a Skull Servant Beatdown deck. I hope you enjoyed. Next week, I don't know yet, but I'll have something for you. So until then, good luck. Have fun.